Now, people will probably replace them with deciduous trees or even just some sort of gum tree or whatever, but not this local type of gum tree. Inevitably, then, the suburb will lose its character, and we could finish up like Britain eventually, not even knowing what the local trees in a given area actually ever were. The good news is that there are a few nurseries now throughout Australia who are specialising in growing and selling these local plants. Phil, do you have much trouble selling these local plants? I mean, they look a little bit ordinary.
Yeah, well, Don, I mean, they may look ordinary at this stage of their careers, but you know, with time, of course, they become much more attractive and spectacular trees. You know, this one here, the smooth-barked apple, which is very common around here, lovely twisted pink trunks to it. This one here, the Sydney grey gum, has a beautiful grey and orange bark and a very good koala food, as is this one here, which is the blackbutt. That's got a very straight trunk, this one, but very much a classical tree.
Do you have much trouble, though, getting the public to buy big gum trees like that?
Well, there is some reluctance, Don, but I still think that they're very much the character of suburbs such as Killara and where they grow naturally, and I think if people don't replace them, in the long term, the whole character of those areas is going to be lost entirely.
What about some other smaller plants?
Yes, I think we've got some of those out in the nursery, actually, Don.
So you've got a fairly wide range of local native plants?
Yeah, it's surprising what we find when we get asked, actually. Some little chaps here that we could put on. There's a lily-pilly here, that's the local one, and the crinkly parsley, that's quite an unusual one. And the rice flower, which you're probably familiar with, it's rather attractive.
Fabulous. What about some of the more, those ordinary little things, grassy things that maybe most people wouldn't think of planting?
Yeah, well, they are. They're lacking in most landscapes, yet they're everywhere in the bush. And yeah, the sedges and grasses and things like lamandra.
Oh, yes, I see what you mean.
That's the lamandra and the scirpus. They're a couple of beautiful plants, those ones. Very hardy.
Oh, this is a beauty.
Yeah, that's a G-bone.
Gee, what's in it? Concrete?
Oh, I think there's a bit of that in there.
Yeah, they're great, aren't they? Because you can eat them and get your vitamin C out of them.
Yeah, and a very attractive flower and a beautiful panicle of yellow flowers.
Gorgeous. Now, listen, have you got some smaller sized pots or something?
We have, as a matter of fact. We do a lot of those for regeneration work.
Oh, they look really good, actually. Beautiful condition. So what the idea is that people could buy like a whole kit of these to re-establish their bushland and not have to pay very much money.
That's right. These are quite inexpensive, really.
So it's really quite a cheap way of buying like a little kit of native plants for an area.
That's right, Don. Yeah, it's ideal for revegetation or for schools to plant out their ground.